C3.
Hi, this is Peter.
This is Jonathan.
And this is a C3 Gaming representation of the Realm of Light Structure deck because we have the tournament coming up on Sunday.
So first we're going to start off with boss monsters. So these are cards that you can easily special summon out, and they can either be game breaking or possibly help you get around something that's going to be a bit difficult.
So next you have your other type of boss monster, which is your attack boosters. So these guys, or even spells, just have a medley of effects that let you get a lot of attack up. So Honest is your bread and butter card, while Graganeth and Shire can boost to ridiculous levels, along with Realm of Light. However, in sealed events, with the Lightsworn deck, Realm of Light is a double-edged sword because both players get the advantage. So next up, we have our consistency cards.
Yeah, so these are helping you search through the deck or special summon monsters in the case of Foolish Burial just here. You can use him to dump Wolf.
Yeah, so you want these so you can definitely get stuff, because if you have a charge you can get any Lightsworn from your deck. If you have Foolish you can dump anything, but you want to dump that Wolf, stuff like that. After those, you have your graveyard setup, which is in this case just 2 cards.
Yeah. So
which
these
is
are your main mills basically. In the case of Raiden, he can dump 2 and then he'll dump another 2 in his end phase. In Soul Charge, you discard no Lightsworn, and then you're also dumping again, so you get more Lightsworns in the graveyard.
And with Solar Recharge, you're getting the same cards back as you dump. So basically, you're just getting a load of cards in the graveyard for your future plays, which will be with these guys. So, get all of them here. So, Lumina is one of the best cards in the deck because you can discard 1 to get back any Lightsworn to your field. Special summons are invaluable, and in here is no exception. You can summon a Lumina, discard a Raiden to get back a Raiden or something like that, and make a Michael. Really easy, just like that. But a lot of these are based on the graveyard, so having the Lightsworns fuel it means you have generally quick access to anything in your graveyard. Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and finally, what are these, John?
These are the filler cards basically. But they do help other stuff, such as Maneuver, as you can see just there.
Yeah, Minerva gets any Light Dragon from your deck, so that's why Alexandrite's here, because if you only have 4 Lightsworn in your graveyard, you get an Alexandrite. It's no biggie, but it's an extra card. And in the case of these other guys, basically they're tuners. So if you have the right levels out on the field, you summon this, you make a Michael. That's why they're in here.
So they can be useful in the sealed play, although they're not absolutely fantastic in a proper Lightsworn build.
So next we have your advantage cards.
Yeah, so these are cards that get dumped to the graveyard, and then you can still get advantage from them, for the large majority, anyway.
Yeah, so these first few, well, the first, all of them have effects where if they're in the graveyard you can do something. So basically the Lightsworns dump them for nothing, and you still get to use their effects. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it works well because that's basically what Lightsworn do. They dump.
These are advantage cards. This is an advantage card in a different way. It comes in its own category, because there's nothing else quite like it. In regular decks, it's not so good, but in sealed, Lightsworn Barrier basically makes it so your Lightsworns are invincible, since not a lot of stuff can get past it. Past that, there's also your destruction cards. Basically, what are destruction cards?
Basically removal. If you've got something big on your opponent's side of the field that you want to get rid of, these are the guys you're going to do it with. Ratko's normally an obvious play though, so stuff like Celestia is more
versatile.
Catch your opponent off guard. Yeah.
And Lila's not for monsters, it's for spell and traps, but sometimes when you want to get rid of your opponent's Lightsworn Barrier, she can be quite useful.
Yeah, and there's no MST in this structure deck, so she does come in rather handy.
Finally, you have your versatility cards.
Which to some extent, again, they are sort of filler in a way, but you would always use these in a Lightsworn build anyway. To what extent you would use them is another matter, mind.
In this case, you want additional Lightsworn so you can summon your Judgment Dragon and use Minerva's effect. But in this case as well, because you're filling up the graveyard with a lot of cards, it's good to have these guys in just so cards like Beckoning Light and Monster Reincarnation, Lightsworn Sanctuary, and Lumina can get back something a little different.
Yeah, and you're also getting dump targets from these as well, so if you get something in your hand that you're not so bothered about,
you can discard it for stuff like Lumina.
Yeah, basically.
So, next up we have combos. So first up we have Lumina, who's your quintessential Lightsworn card. Lumina can discard any card to get back another Lightsworn. In this case you can Lumina into Lumina to get back anything else. Another combo is to use Lumina, discarding the Fabled Cerebral to get back Raikou. The Fabled Cerebral is then special summoned, and you can make any level 7 Synchro. In this case, Michael.
So here we have Charge the Light Brigade. Basically searches out any Lightsworn in the deck. Your most probable search target is going to be Raiden because he sets up the graveyard on turn 1. So potentially setting yourself up for a Judgment Dragon play or anything else.
Yep. Then we have Solar Recharge can discard Minerva to instantly get 2 counters on Realm of Light or Lightsworn Sanctuary. Alternatively, if Minerva is discarded from the deck during the end phase by anything, you can get multiple counters on these cards, which is good for setting up.
Alright, so we've got Foolish Burial here. This card can be used to dump cards to the graveyard, which then from that get their effects. So, such as Wolf, who is special summon when he's dumped from the deck to the graveyard. Necro Gardener stops an attack by being removed from the graveyard, and this guy can bounce a monster on your side of the field to special summon back from the graveyard as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, this is simple as simple gets. You activate Glorious Illusion to get back a Lightsworn, which you can then immediately tribute, since it's not a normal summon, for Graganeth or Celestia. And Celestia will even get her effect because you've tributed a Lightsworn monster. And finally, we have
Beckoning Light. This card is absolutely great, especially when you're making a play with Honest. You can discard Lightsworns or cards that you want to dump in the graveyard again, like the targets we were talking about with Foolish Burial. They're useless in the hand.
And then you can get back either Judgment Dragon or Honest to, your giant recursibles. Alternatively, Monster Reincarnation also works.
Yeah, and with Honest especially, he's reusable and he's really good.
Yeah. So, that's been our demonstration. We hope to see you all on Sunday for the tournament.
Yeah.
This has been Peter.
And Jonathan.
This is See Through Gaming. See you guys.